Hi guys. I kind of contemplated whether or not I wanted to like talk about this, but I know this kind of thing happens to everyone. If you're human and you have emotions, then there's like a 99.9% chance this is gonna happen to you in life. And that's just kind of falling for someone that doesn't feel the same way as you, you know? And that happened to me. And I didn't think it would. I totally didn't think it would. I feel like I haven't been vlogging that much lately, and this isn't like the #1 factor. I kind of like just wasn't in the mood in general, but like my mood in general was so just messed up because this was consuming me. I'm like finally, you know, like actually facing it and working through it. I finally yesterday just like decided enough was enough and that I was actually gonna be done with this. And so it's just kind of hard, but I want to vlog because I know this happens to everyone. And for me, like, even though it's kind of embarrassing, like telling the whole world, I don't know, I guess I don't care. It's almost like therapeutic. I guess I just want to explain kind of what happened to me a little bit, not a lot, for the sake of the other person. I never ever thought I would be this girl, like sitting in my car crying over a guy ever in my life. I am not someone that goes looking for love or anything like that because I know I have it surrounded by me all the time from you guys and my awesome, amazing friends and my amazing family. And so it's like I've never had a boyfriend, and I never really opened up to someone and got really vulnerable or anything because I didn't feel like I needed to. I'm not gonna latch on to the first person that I see just because like I want to feel validated from someone else. And then I met this person and it kind of just knocked me on my ass pretty much. Like I couldn't help but fall so hard from the first day that we started hanging out, which was like 2 years ago. It's like I remember that day like it was yesterday, and it literally just like felt like such a movie. So perfect, but you can't just remember all the highlights, you know? So like 2 years ago, I really just started really liking this person. I just didn't think that would happen to me, and it did. And I really opened myself up and became vulnerable and was okay with it and was okay with the fact that I felt this way. And I never got that reciprocation ever. When you kind of open yourself up and become vulnerable and then you fall for someone, then there's emotions and then you become attached. And then I felt attached to someone that didn't 100% feel the same way towards me, and that's where it just was a problem. In a way, you know, it's partly my fault for not just recognizing that and like letting go much earlier on, but he didn't really make it easy to do that because he would say these things like that he liked me and that he just didn't know what he wanted. When you're someone that feels the way I felt, you kind of cling on to those words. Also, at the same time, I completely recognized like, what am I doing? Why am I clinging on to someone that doesn't 100% feel the same way about me? Like, why am I doing this? But you kind of just get blinded by it. He kind of decided that he didn't want anything with me, and that really hurt, you know, in the moment. And that was like a year ago, a year and a half ago. It was so long ago. Can you believe I've drugged this out so long, you guys? I know I can't either. Actually, I don't really need to tell the details of like everything that happened. Basically, I kept this person in my life for like 2 years, maybe a year and a half after. It kind of was like, this isn't gonna be a thing. It's like I couldn't help it, but still just want that. And suddenly it did kind of become like looking for this love and validation from someone, because almost like you can't have it, you know? But that wasn't completely it, but I think that was a part of it. It kind of became that, but it didn't start that way, but then it became that. And like, if I wasn't like feeling validated by that person, like it made me really sad. Another thing, I've always seen YouTube videos about like how to cut a toxic person out of your life, and I always thought those were so silly. Like, how can someone be that toxic? Like, who cares? Like, why do you need to cut someone out of your life? That's so dramatic. But here we are again, me realizing that that was something I really needed to do, was to just completely cut him out of my life, because I can't live in this in between. It just felt like I kept being strung along, you know, and I can't spend time or be around someone that I feel so much for and they don't. And then their actions begin to affect me, and that's not fair for them either. They're just living their life, and it's not fair for me for that person's actions to affect me. And it's like, I can't do this. And I've known for like a year that I can't do this and that I need to do that, and I could never just get myself to like do it, because it's scary, because then they're out of your life. And it's, when you do it, you're not doing it for attention, you're not doing it hoping they're gonna come running back to you or like make a point. You're doing it for yourself because you need to do it. Thinking back about this summer, hanging out with him was so fun and all these things, and it always felt amazing, but afterwards I would get really sad, and I realized I was never gonna be it for him, which is okay. That doesn't make me any less of anything. And I knew for me to truly be able to move on with my life that I haven't let myself do, I knew I just completely had to cut it off. And it took me a really long time, but I finally did that yesterday. And obviously it's like really hard. Like, I didn't think like I would feel like this from it, you know, but I finally was just like, I can't do this anymore, and I can't be your friend, and I can't see you. And it was really hard to do that and to say those words and mean it, like really mean it, but I did it. And I said what I needed to say, and he said some things that helped, I think, that I needed to hear. And I think I got like the closure I needed out of it. And you know what? It's hard, because I'm not gonna sit here and bash this person and be like, he sucks, like he didn't care, he was playing games, blah blah blah, all this stuff. I'm gonna choose to believe that he meant everything he said and that he was just being honest with himself. There's a reason I felt this way, you know, like I really cared about him and I think he was an awesome person, and it sucks that it couldn't work out. And obviously that's why it was hard to walk away from this. For me, it was like, wow, someone like this doesn't just come along every day. Like, I recognized how amazing I thought he was, and I still think he's so awesome. I learned so much from it, you know. I would not be the person I am today without this experience happening. Oh, it sucks doing this because I feel like he's probably gonna see it, but it's like, it's not for him. I mean, I learned like the hardest of hard ways. I made it the most difficult on myself, that you can't change a person, you can't change the way they feel. I just kind of remember near the end of kind of like closing this whole thing off, him saying that just something along the lines of, you know, like, you did mean a lot to me, like you are special, you're unlike any other girl. And I just told him to stop saying that, because I realized kind of like the old me would have clung on to those words and been like, he does kind of like me, like I do kind of mean something. But me now, just kind of having done this for long enough, is like, actions speak louder than words, dude. How can you just say that? How can you just say that to me? And like, if you really meant it, you would have done something about it. It's so easy for a guy to say something that feels really special and then it means a lot and you can cling on to those words, and it's so easy for them to not mean it. It's kind of what ruined me. It sucks, but I know it's like the best thing for me. There's a reason it took so long. I didn't want to walk away from someone that I thought was so amazing, but I had to. And now that I've truly cut it off, it's like, it feels like someone died, you know, because they kind of did in my mind. Like, they're not gonna be there anymore. And it's so hard, like right now, today, and I didn't expect that at all. But it also is a relief, you know. I was just like living with that for way too long, and it just turned me into someone I never thought I'd be. Like, I never thought this is what I'd be, you know, wanting that love and validation from someone that doesn't care and is unable to open themselves up to it. That's what I became. And it's like I became the girl that thought they could change the guy and would be the exception, and like, that's not how it's ever gonna be. It's not a thing. so it's hard. And my mind has been in other places than making videos. That's why I've kind of like been kind of MIA, I think. I just was so distracted with this, but I have myself back, okay? I do. And this isn't about him. This is about me, and that really hurt me and was a part of my life and had to happen, and I learned from it. And now it's about getting back to my own happiness. And what do you do to do that? And just like, I'm not looking for anything from anyone but myself right now. That's another thing, like I could not have done this without the people that I live with. Like not all of this summer has been sad. It's actually been really amazing and like the best summer ever, and like I've been having such an amazing time, and I've made new friends that are so awesome. And I know that I couldn't have like actually faced this and really done this without them too, and it's like I'm so grateful for them for kind of like helping me with that. Okay, so it's like I had my moment to like get it all out and feel how I need to feel. But, you know, from today on, it's about myself and going forward and doing what makes me happy. And I'm gonna try and vlog more because that does make me happy. This isn't a pity party. Guys, I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine. I need to go back now and I need to live my life. So let's go.